And so this is, I think this is a really, really, really great, kind of indicator of that, and showing those lighting temperatures and showing how they can affect the space, again, profoundly. And so, if we look at this scale, from left to right and looking at this red, well, that red is going to have a color temperature of 1800 K, and that K is degrees Kelvin. Okay, so that's degrees. And again, that's a measurement of heat. We'll note here, as noted here, 2700 K is incandescent, 3000 K is halogen, and those tend to be your warmer lamps. And you can see down below that, at the left end of the spectrum, that red at 1800 K looks really, really orange. It's really, really warm. And so, again, when you're starting to think about, these types of, bulbs, do I want something that looks that orange? Do I want something that looks that, that's so orange that it can actually start to affect the colors that I use within my interiors? Food for thought with that. Once you start to get to the middle, around 4100 K, well, that's when you start to get into the cool colors. And so right about 4100 K is when you're going to start to have a very white light. Okay, and you can see it below, correlated with that. Daylight, so as noted up above, that 2200 K to 2700 K is going to be very warm. And then once you start to get into that 3500 K, that's going to look more neutral. And then that cool, almost that white light, is going to be around 4100 K. And then when you start to get into 5500 K to 6500 K, well, that's when it starts to be referred to as daylight. And you'll see that, with some lamps, they may indicate whether it's a daylight type of light, whether it's a cool light or whether it's a warm light. And that daylight is going to be around 5500K to 6500K. And then once we start to get higher and higher, we can see that a 12,000K bulb is going to be, what they refer to as icy cold. And then a 20,000K bulb lamp is essentially going to be blue. And, again, you can see that here. And, again, if we think about reds, if I want to paint maybe this wall, red, right below it, right here, and it's a very, very blue light, well, now that's going to start to affect those interiors, and it could actually make that red look, like as noted before, pretty dull and pretty washed out. So, the temperature of the light, it is, again, not necessarily about, the heat of it per se, but it really correlates to that color and how that color interacts with the interior space, with the interior atmosphere, how people feel about a space, and with those interior colors too as well.